Alrighty then. I guess I'll start. I guess I'll drop the link at a couple of the servers.
Yeah.
We're alive, but it's time to scream. No.
Since do it in new videos before the session.
I don't have the energy for that.
Miss Oja, you never have the energy for anything.
Also, I got
Accurate.
I got very happy when I found episodes of Too Cute, full episodes, which are 30 minutes apiece.
What?
It's just Too Cute is a show.
Oh yeah. It's just tiny babies.
It is, and they're all floofy.
Tiny babies do a cute.
Yeah.
I think my favorite tiny baby is a Sphinx cat.
It's just a little meatball.
Should we wait to do it? Should we start introductions real quick, or I mean, like,
Just let me finish doing blink bombs right fast. I am almost done.
Also, baby corgis look like the softest little things.
Little floofs.
Secondary favorite is a baby Samoyed. They look like walking clouds.
It's just mashed potato. That's all they are.
He is warm and made of mashed potato.
With the voice you used, I was picturing it was Jamel.
He is warm and made of mashed potato.
Fantasy, I want all of them.
I would like at least 3.
At least 3.
Jamel seeing cute puppies and just, I want all of them.
These will hold me over until babies.
Until baby.
Okay, but
Fine, but you're changing them.
I also just like the idea of Jamel. Just like, I want the kid.
Elsie does not know how pugs work.
Fails, he just kidnapping a kid.
So what? I got you a kid.
Yeah, you wanted a kid!
okay. Link bombs are done.
Alright then.
Introductions. Hi,
I don't know how to.
I'm Andy. I'll be introduced as who I play in the session recap. Armored, you go.
Hi everybody, I'm Armored Hunter. I played the Dancy Dance Man.
Sup, I'm Danny Boop. I do Strem. I play this game too. Hi.
Doesn't.
I am Fail Trolls. I play the Intrepid Sorcerer, who may or may not be plotting everyone's demise.
Definitely is. I am Methoja. I am here. Maybe.
And I am typing out a message to put a link in a different server.
Nice. What?
Just watched that thing in our game chat.
I thought you were just laughing at me, just going, nice.
Yeah, its spirit animal is don't give a fucking care bear.
Yeah.
Don't give a fucking care bear. Alrighty then. And hello everyone. My name is Ash or Jim. I'm called both. We know this drill by now. And now I have to say, as I'm standing up, and by the way, a little bit of a mouthful I'm about to get into. Who's ready for a full recap?
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Eat.
Alrighty then, tell me if I start breaking up horribly, please.
Will do.
Last time on the Scattered Realms, Session 39. Our band of intrepid adventurers, Keta the Lucidus Bard, Dravenche the Human Dancer, Morrigan the Hexblade Warlock, Failsy the Sorcerer, and Brimstone, Man of Rationale. Final legs of the party's journey through the Mountain of Reflection began with Failsy walking through her past, the vision starting as she was carted around as a slave of the cult of Magisteria, her blood somehow tied to the activation of the dormant wellsprings of magic the cult covets. Then carrying forward into an upturn as she was captured by the Zemotus temples, her injuries and mutations treated by the temple's healers, and going forward as she was inducted into their fold under the watchful supervision of the princess of their people, Jamel Zemotus, who seemed to have taken a particular liking of the adventure-prone tiefling. She was eventually given the task and title of a scholar of the temple to go forth and find information about a mysterious artifact in the temple's deepest reaches. To follow, the party's baby, the young Keta, was made to bear witness to all that was born in her blood, and by extension the source of the divine powers inherent within her. Starting first with witnessing the events that led to her mother and father's first kiss, the birth of the union that would later lead to her own, and reaching even further back to the first time her grandmother had ever caught the eyes of the god Grainum himself. But if only it could all have been such love and kindness, as the vision stretched further and further back until it grasped at the moment a good man was forced to make a horrid choice to save his people, struck down the entity that bore life into the world, and claimed a fraction of its power for his own so that he may become a god. And even further back it stretched, till Keta, for a moment, was pulled through the veil of time to meet the being known as himself in the flesh. An intense moment, before she was returned to see a final, strange image, a band of heroes that no history of this world recalls, perhaps those from beyond time itself. And even then, the party were returned from the mountain's depths, and the hours they felt seemingly reduced to mere minutes around them. The lacking presence of a figure was felt. They waited for Madame Elway, and hours stretched on and on, until the mountain itself cracked like the shell of an egg, and outstretched an impossibly large wing. These visions were heavy on all of the party, but some more than others. Experience time to reflect on the lifetime of loss. We are picking back up, and I've just realized that my game never launched for some reason. We're picking back up as you all sort of are recollecting yourselves after Elway managed to recondense herself back down into her normal Lavani size as opposed to her true form. Luckily, before any of these large fractured pieces of this monstrous entity that is apparently what Elway actually is, as they fall and break off that body, they luckily dissipate before they actually hit the ground, so none of them seem to cause you any harm. But we're picking back up, more or less, as the sun is rising over the desert, and you all are trying to recollect yourselves.
We end with me saying I went into a mirror.
Mm.
What's that? What was that about a mirror? Sorry.
It
What-
was
Yeah,
Kat
we,
was saying that she fully went into the mirror and met himself.
yeah, and that's when we cut.
Okay. I have a lot to write about, guys. I can
Yeah,
only
no.
remember so much.
It's okay.
That was a long one.
Did everyone not go into the mirrors and meet someone in person?
No.
No.
No, I just watched my first time with my mate.
That's kind of... I
It was hot.
Good for you.
I
Yeah.
I saw my parents meeting. I saw my grandparents meeting. I saw some other things, and then there was
That is very weird,
Amira.
Keta.
Yeah, no, it and
Did you
also
enjoy
turns
watching
out
that kind
like
of thing?
I went back in time ago. God himself said that he had recently bore us into this new world, and surprised that I was even there, but he recognized me as a part of himself. Okay, he recognized me as like a part of him,
I mean,
which makes sense, but he didn't know why it made sense. And yeah, it's kind of hard to look the man straight in the eye and not feel intense guilt. Also,
Wait, so you're telling me you actually like went into a mirror?
yes, I went into a mirror. I talked to him. I touched him. I hugged him.
Oh. Weird.
And he said he'd remember my name for when we would meet next.
Okay.
Does Lee have competition now?
No,
Or is mine still firmly in the gutter?
himself is like my great grandfather. That's weird.
I'm gonna more comment on that. If everyone else's experience was similar to mine, no, did not walk into a mirror. No, could not interact with anything. So does it just seem a little odd to me that Keta's the one that was potentially in the most danger out of all this?
No.
Oh, not really.
So to say, it seems rather,
That seems on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Lee.
I saw one last thing before I left. I think I was looking through the eyes of himself. And I saw these people. They looked like heroes. I mean, one lady was a tiefling, and then the other two were really tall. One kind of looked like sandstone, and the other, I don't know, but she was big. Said, let's see how many souls we can save.
Sandstone.
Yeah. Like the dude was fucking huge.
Catch
Like-
I mean, most people are huge compared to me.
Like
Like, okay, so kind of like Lee
Lee
Big,
big?
kind of like Lee Big.
Huh.
It was both the lady and the dude were about like a little bit shorter than Lee, but like not by much.
You didn't get a
I-
super clear picture of who you were seeing. You just saw basically them walking away from you. Like in that last perspective.
All I could really tell was the lady was a tiefling because she had blue skin and I saw a tail.
Hmm.
I don't know many blue tieflings.
Yeah.
I think it was blue. I'm not too sure. My again, it was a vision. This is strange.
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm just kind of surprised that the only person, well, not the only person, but one of the only people who came out of that not crying was Keta.
No, I cried a lot. Like definitely a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, did I miss that?
No,
She didn't come out crying, but
That's what I
was-
meant.
okay, that's fair.
What do you mean? I had a great time.
Mm,
I clarified.
I mean, I think only 2 people came out actually crying, so
I had a great time.
apparently.
What did everyone else get? If they all got tokens.
I got a letter.
Got a rose.
I got a map that I said was definitely in that cave.
What about you, Da Vinci?
You just kind of be silent for a bit.
Oh, was it that
I-
bad?
I got nothing. Charles, come here. Let's get started on that crown of yours.
And I insight checked Da Vinci.
You can always insight check him, but it's up to him whether or not he's deciding to hide his emotions or what.
Yeah, he would. He would be trying to hide that he, like, pretending he's more focusing on working with Charles as this is going on.
All right, so go ahead and make a deception check. After you make an insight check, we'll see how it goes.
Second to switch over to Keta.
Oh,
Just there.
Due to the closeness of the checks, you get the feeling that there's something going on, but you can't really pry. Like your better
sorry.
judgment decides that it's probably best not to pry.
Before he kind of steps away, she kind of just stops Da Vinci and just gives his shoulder just a squeeze. Doesn't say much, but gives him a nod and a squeeze.
Hey, it seems like everyone else got something, so
Brimson,
it
what
was
you
at
got?
least worth it.
Brimson didn't show off what he got.
just an hourglass.
Sure.
He showed me it when he stepped out of the mountain.
Yeah.
Did anybody see anything interesting?
Oh,
That are kind of
Define-
interesting.
Interesting.
The kind of you want to share with the group kind of interesting.
found out the name of a thing that I want to find the distributor of it and give him a very strongly worded piece of my mind.
Okay,
And this
so
gentleman sets down a tray of tea, a bottle of brandy, and cookies.
A bottle of brandy with a pointed look at Da Vinci. Liquor. Even though Da Vinci has some.
He was already having he already had at least some of his whiskey,
Yeah.
but he would still accept brandy.
Yeah.
It's not as strong, it's just made to spike the tea.
mentioned she saw herself with her wife. I mean, if you guys don't want to share that much, that's okay. Just wondering if it might help. I mean, Mom always says talking about your emotions helps instead of bottling them up.
Speaking of your mother, Keta, I actually saw her. I think
It
my
makes sense. Mom's really old.
Huh, that's weird.
Well, it would be more recent. It'd be only the memory would have been only a few years older than I am. I think my father fought alongside her in a war.
Oh, was he a part of that the squad that couldn't die?
I think so. Yes.
Dad, when Mom
Oh.
was there, I talked with Dad a bit about it.
Can
And
you remind me the name of that?
maybe, but I don't think Keto would actually say it just because she doesn't actually want to bring it up.
I'll just remind y'all of
Just in
it, just so
general.
you remember it. It was the Revenant's Regiment.
Yeah.
Um,
And I assume Brimstone would at least know enough to know that's a.
Brimstone's based on what we said last time, Brimstone's actually the one who told Keto what it was. So he
Yeah,
knows what it is.
yeah,
It was essentially the regiment that
makes
Brimstone
sense.
in the war fought alongside.
yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
To be perfectly honest, when I first entered that memory, I thought maybe something got crossed and I was experiencing one of Brimstone's because the memory I got dropped into was fighting these weird large cat-like beasts that had these tendrils on their backs.
Huh.
I know also
Um,
Mom did a lot of work after the war with a lot of the soldiers too. I guess you could call it group talks, is the best way to say it.
I didn't see any of that happening in the. She just kind of looks uncomfortable and then just flat out says, I basically was shown my father's memories.
And there is a bit of a like an oh no kind of look on Keta's face because she knows the kind of work that her mom does.
What a gun! You don't have to share more than you want to.
That's all I was going to say on the matter. Thank you.
Keta reaches out and touches Morgan's hand. Sorry.
It's alright. At bare minimum, like that one voice kept saying in there, I think I got some new perspective on things at least.
I do not like that voice.
I mean, if it ever helps again, I think I can get you into talking with my mom about emotional health.
The problem would be if it'd be to help him. I don't know where he is. I kind of threw him out of the house when I was 15. Like, I physically threw that man out of the house.
You're really strong.
I mean, if you're mad enough, people can do pretty much anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was pretty mad that night.
Ken hugs Morgan's side. People can always be found, no matter what. You just have to have faith.
There's probably some kind of magic that can find him too.
Probably.
Do you want to share anything, Brimstone, or is it a lot of bad memories? Because I know you're really old.
Hey, Filzy, can you
You
make
got
a
a lot
wisdom
of-
saving throw for me?
Saving throw?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom? Okay. That's not a good one. 19?
Alright then. Continue on.
Okay.
Well, I found out that my father is apparently old enough that he was there, at least in some capacity, when Hellmouth was still frozen.
Oh. Wonder
What
if
is
he's
that?
as old as himself.
I don't know.
Or maybe even older. Or himself
is-
brought us all over here.
I don't know. Wasn't really a lot of memories about what my father did. It's just,
No, you'd say he's an asshole and the worst kind of asshole.
yeah, I found out just how much. Before I got the hourglass, I kind of walked down a hall and there was a lot of a lot of pictures, a lot of people.
You wanna hug Brimstone?
No, I'm good.
Does the hourglass signify anything? Seems weird that you
Probably.
got. Well, hopefully you're not running out of time. I like having you around.
I don't think it's for me.
Actually, does Brimstone actually pull the hourglass out while talking about it, or does he not do that right now?
He would, because it's been mentioned.
Alright then. Morgan,
Mm-hmm.
there's something about that hourglass that feels familiar, but you're not sure why.
Wait a second.
could attempt a history check if you want to try to figure, or technically this would be a religion check.
Religion?
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm asking for clarification. You are roboting a little bit.
I can't help it.
That's why I asked you to
it's-
clarify what check you asked me to do. And you said it was religion.
It's not horrible, but
It
it's
garbled.
occasionally a little muddy.
Yeah. So religion, yes?
Yes,
Yes.
religion check.
That's a 7.
Oof.
It definitely feels familiar as something you've probably seen before, but you can't place it. Like the design seems familiar.
I feel like I've seen those. Brims. Sorry, it's just I feel like I've seen that before. Or at least something similar to it.
I don't specifically know what it means. And it has something to do with Ileana.
Did you,
When,
did
when
you
my
get to see if she's alive? Oh, sorry.
my father killed her, seems that Grandma took some form of mercy on her. Someone, I mean. She was dying, so I assume it was.
More than likely, or one of their allies.
Something like that.
Celestials.
I
Yeah.
don't specifically know. But, yeah, that was part of it.
Oh,
The hourglass that had her life or whatever and gave her a smaller one. I don't specifically know what or why for, but
Considering Motogun's kind of tenuous connection to Grandma, would Motogun have any idea as to why a smaller hourglass would be given as well?
You're thinking about it. I'll let you make another religion check, this time with advantage, because you're now having the connection that this relates to Grim.
Okay. 12.
I mean, you're starting to get a picture in your mind about this. You know that the hourglasses are something of like a symbology in Grima's following.
Would I be able to help with any way with this?
You're waving a map around right now
Okay.
for your own statement. Unless you want to
Sounds-
stop doing that. You could attempt to make a religion check yourself, but it won't be an advantage.
I just wondered if I could help because I'm actually good at religion.
She already had advantage, so you can only do so much.
10.
Yeah, you don't really get anything from it. But Morrigan, you do know that the hourglasses themselves are essentially thought to be the representation of the amount of time a person has.
Well,
It's basically like a pure representation of how long their physical body can hold in their spirit.
okay, so that the hourglass checks out that she would have been shown that on account of... That's your representation of pretty much how long you're going to live. Why 2? Why a smaller one?
maybe a new life. I
And-
mean,
Katsu,
I forget. The hourglass that Brimstone has is empty, right? Except for like a few
No.
grains of sand at the bottom.
It has about 10 grains of sand in the bottom of the hourglass.
Mhm.
And just so you can know, she wasn't given another hourglass. There were 2 hourglasses and both were shattered.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Just to remind you of what you saw.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought there was another one given, but yeah, okay, that makes sense.
No, the thing that was given was the brand that's on your arm.
Yeah, that was part of the hourglass, right?
It was basically the top lid of the hourglass, and you do notice the hourglass you have, it does not have its top lid.
Mm-hmm.
Brimstone, is there any chance that Eliana could have been pregnant?
I guess. I don't know. If she was, I wasn't aware of it.
Brimstone, did you at least get to see if? I mean, we know that apparently she's still alive somewhere. At least her spirit is. Did you get to see where her spirit is or who her spirit is?
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
Are you gonna tell?
He doesn't have to.
I'm just asking.
Keta, I think that's a private thing, and if he doesn't want to share, he doesn't have to. Simple as that.
Doesn't care about anything though. You have to ask him even just how his day is.
Yeah, see, when you meet your actual grandfather, the other one, you'll understand.
Met him. I met Wilton. I was just really young.
Yeah, so you don't remember.
Also, Brimstone, I have a kind of important question to ask you, or at least ask your perspective on.
Echoing in the back of all of your minds. Perspective. Not really.
Fails you just the unconscious twitch.
If a good man had to do a bad thing to save a lot of people, does that make him still good in a way? And you must have had to do some things during the war that you didn't like, but it still saved people.
Dash deep.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a good person.
Keta looks obviously distressed. She's just picking at her arm. I may have seen when Grainham became a god.
Ah,
And what may have happened in the aftermath. And particularly why our spirit friend in the woods may look the way she does.
huh.
Was an effort to protect her from all the knights with him, but
Oh, knight, like soldier, got it.
they used ballistas to shoot him down.
I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Those men looked at these individuals like they were nothing, like they were a plague on the land.
Hmm.
And they get to be kings.
History's written by the victors, Keta.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
Well,
that it was also written by the people who want to keep Grainham in his place. At least.
A lot of shitty people who want to make themselves feel better, look good.
Yeah. That's
Also,
unfortunate.
It may have hit me that I may have started dating my dad, but in an orc form.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Wait.
Morgan just putting things together in her mind. Beefy, kind-hearted men who can cook just nods.
Kind of dumb.
They're himbos.
How did that? What did you see?
My dad take a full-on ballista bolt through a
Ah,
shield
yeah.
into his chest for my mother.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Wait, your father did what now?
Yeah, he's a tough son of a bitch.
He's also really old.
Well, I mean, he's a
Certainly
tiefling. That
sounds
makes
it.
sense.
Not that old.
Okay, but he's as old as you.
Yeah.
You're still under 100, right, Brimstone?
I mean, yeah, but he doesn't look like it.
Yeah, no, mom was busy, with something else, and then a ballista bolt came through, and then he jumped in front of her. I didn't know it was him at the time. He had his arm.
Mhm.
He had his shield up. It went through his shield and into his chest. He pulled it out of him and insulted the dude.
Yep.
Good for your father.
I mean, after that, he and Vivian got together, so yeah.
He only ever told me that he got it in the shield, not through his chest.
He also described it as an arrow.
You were like 4.
Not exactly the kind of story you want to tell a 4-year-old, I would think.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I grew up reading military books.
Yeah.
So I mean, hearing it at least from him is at least getting the first person perspective instead of hearing some stuffy old man write about it. Anyway,
I guess.
I mean,
Let me ask you, Keta, would you have let him out of the house to go patrol anything if you knew that he could take? If you knew that someone had thrown a tree through him?
I mean, I couldn't do anything. I was 4. I was a sickly child.
Yeah.
You would have been on his leg, not letting him out of the house.
Also true.
Another tree through his chest. Because that's now a thing that can happen.
It's a thing that's been able to happen for a while.
I mean, I talked to Redemption quite a bit. It just
Yeah,
seems
it
like
doesn't-
he's kind of like a humble fellow.
Yeah, he don't like really talk about it.
Yeah. My point is, you don't tell little children that their parents are vulnerable.
Yeah.
I mean, again, for the first 3 years of my life, my mom was kind of put down in bed.
Yeah.
He almost died. So, I mean, a lot of my early experience in life was just seeing the fact that my mom was very vulnerable.
But you wouldn't have remembered that. At least not at the time.
Didn't get to just take a look to see if Madame Ele is holding it okay.
She's just sort of like, you all are kind of aware of this. She's just sort of like sitting over to the side, not doing anything. She just seems to be watching all of you all.
And bring her over a cookie to see if she wants one.
Thank you.
I'd offer
She
you
just very
the tea
carefully
with
takes
brandy,
it.
but I don't think that's much your style.
More of a water drinker.
We won't pry, but we are here for you.
Yeah, it's none of y'all's business anyways. If I let it be your business, then it'd be the same as letting myself be a monster.
I also want to thank you for what you told me about himself. Well,
He's
I
an
saw.
interesting fellow.
Yeah. He also gives really good hugs.
She just nods.
Should we start maybe heading out to wherever
Yeah.
Fuzzy needs us to go? I think maybe getting on the road might make us feel better.
That, yes, and Dravince, you might want to take a break from that and actually look at this map Failsy's been trying to show you. It might coincide with where you feel like we need to go.
Now, apparently,
Oh, I'm
where
positive
I
I
need to
know
go.
where this is going. I'm positive this shows where we need to go to get Dravince's doodad.
It still would be nice to have the confirmation.
Maybe.
As that's being mentioned, Dravince is just kind of working to form some silver wire, and some of it snaps. He nearly throws the pliers that he was holding across the room.
Careful!
Yeah. Yes. Guide the cart in any direction. I'll let you know if we start veering off course.
Reg, are you sure you're okay?
I'll be fine.
Can only be fine for so long before you keep it bottled up for too long.
He's going to mutter something to himself as he starts picking up the wire again.
Sounds like a cue for everyone to make perception checks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I try to pick up on that?
19.
Kata don't hear
I mean, there's no way she's still not just kind of giving him the stare.
Morrigan would have heard Dravince said, at least you're given a perspective that was actually useful.
Okay.
Keta, I said I'll be fine. I'm just going to work on this project to get my mind off of things for a moment.
Almost chucked your pliers halfway across the room.
It's been a stressful night.
Yeah.
But then we should probably sleep. I think we all need to sleep.
Yeah.
Then go sleep.
Me too.
I would
You're not a
glad to go.
superhuman.
All of you, or at least Kata, I know what he's going through.
I'm not saying he has to share it with the group like this moment, and I think it's just the fact that we all kind of stayed up fairly late, and we can't be running on fumes. And if we run on fumes for too long, we die.
Just then I'll make sure that he gets sleep before he would die. Until then, the rest of you get some rest.
And let's get the cart moving. We can at least get him moving more eastward so we don't waste this time.
Yeah.
Not healing you if you hurt yourself by throwing your pliers again. Or at least almost throwing your pliers again. She says as she just then grabs.
Oh yeah.
blanketed
What's the reindeer's name again?
Adele.
The reindeer's name is Galadriel.
Ah, Gladriel. Yeah, I got some questions for him. Namely, does he know how long his journeys take?
Can you even talk to him?
I don't know, can I?
Yep.
Celestial and Elven.
Celestial language.
Ah, I speak Celestial.
That's how Keta talks to Galadriel.
Yeah, it's Morgan and
Speak Celestial, Elven, and Sylvan.
yeah. It's more just Brimstone and Morgan. Can't understand what you say.
Then tell him to continue westward and ask him your questions.
Alright. Fauzi just takes the whole map with her from the wall.
Alright.
That's going to
So you're
claim
gonna head
Lazy
up
Boy.
to the front seat.
Galadriel! She sings in Celestial.
Which is literally just saying Galadriel, because it's the same word, it's a name.
Yes, but extra fancy.
Just sounds very fancy and ear-ringingly ouch to Brimstone.
He just doesn't like high pitches is all. Alright then. So you head to the front of the cart. So who all is going to be bedding down?
Does taking up the Lazy Boy, enjoying the space without Lee in it for a moment.
Lee walked himself back over to the kitchen for some reason.
Yeah, that sounds like a Lee thing to do.
I mean, if he wants to sit down and all, he can I have no doubts that he can just pick Keta up, but she's just this is nice.
Alright. All of the cushions are still pushed off of one of the couches because of Filzy's fort.
The fort is still standing there.
I mean, no, it's all tumbled to the side because you guys opened the door while the cart was going at speed before, but the pillows are all just scattered around.
Fauzi can rebuild.
One of y'all could still technically sleep on the couch because it's not like just one of those wooden frame couches. It's like one of those nice couches that the cushions on top of it are actually just like a formality that are slightly nicer, but the actual couch itself is still cushioned.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice couch.
Enough.
That's where Brimstone sleeps.
Probably. No.
What about Morrigan?
She's gonna stay up for a little bit.
Alright then. Alright, so I'll go ahead and go to Felzy then, who is currently going to the front of the cart to speak to Galadriel. Obviously. A blooper.
Oh, no.
You are speaking. I think it's his next door neighbor or something.
It's the mythical sand doge. They're swarming the cart.
Just sand wolves, desert wolves. Galadriel's kicking them occasionally.
I think it's because someone's walking past the front of our house, so that we have two doggos now.
Gotcha.
A
Alright, so
border
you're headed
collie
to the.
and a Sharpei cross staffy. Yeah.
Alright. So you're heading to the front of the cart to speak to Galadriel, and you're bringing the big map with you, or just your little treasure map?
Both. Like, bringing the big map because it's got Fellhaven on it.
Alright. As you come out the front of the cart, Galadriel just looks back at you, just, hey, how's it going?
Galadriel, right?
Yep, hasn't changed since the last time you saw me.
We don't talk much. Just wanted to know, are you able to give us a rough estimate how long a journey will take? If I showed you on the map?
Of course, I can give you a rough estimate. That's not a problem.
How accurate is that estimate? Like, give or take a day or two, or
Assuming
You would
nothing
take-
stops me, it should be within a day or two.
cool. So, say from here to Fellhaven, how long would that take us? If we didn't
Alright,
stop, or you know, stop within reasonable times.
Right. Well, it depends on from where inside the desert I leave from. Unfortunately, can't actually go over the Blossom Mountain because that would be suicide. And plus, that's part of a peace pact we have going on right now. I'd say that'd take me about 2 weeks if nothing stops me. A little bit over.
I forget how long we are out from the date that Morgan wants to get us there to.
Let me get the calendar. I should always have it pulled up, but never think we were gonna need it. Excuse me.
I was just doing a bit of logistics. Because then just gonna ask, like, so can we get to this place? Showing him the other map for the labyrinth.
You're just under 4 weeks out.
Okay. Right.
Basically showing him the treasure map.
Fauzi tried transferring the location to the big map, so it's still the same scale that Gladriel's used to.
Galadriel's not looking at the map. He didn't look at the map to tell you how much time it would take.
Okay. Right, so here's the location we're after, showing him the treasure map. We're looking for the labyrinth. Pointing out the big blotted out X on it.
Given the slow travel time I've got going on right now, I'd say that'd take me 3, maybe 4 days. Assuming that's accurate to scale of that map, since it looks a little handmade. No offense to whoever made it.
Potentially my memory. Potentially magic. Not sure.
Well, either way, it could be terribly off if it's made by either of those things.
I'll have you know I've got a very good memory.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, assuming it's where it is shown there, it should take me about 3 to 4 days. I'll just go straight there.
Okay, so that still gives us a bit of buffer time to go there, find Dravenchi's thing, and then go to the...
Bear in mind, if it's just me going straight there, that's not going to allow for you all to do anything else in that day. Because I'm not going to be stopping, that's just going to be pure travel time.
That's fair.
Alright then. Well, if what y'all want me to do, that's what I'll do.
Well, it's better than playing hot and cold with. Going to this place is probably better than playing hot and cold with Dravenche's compass.
Fair enough. I'll set a course for there. Y'all keep yourselves busy now. Of course, I can still stop occasionally, but you know what I mean. Majority of the day's got to be travel time.
Fair enough. Did we take any damage from the exploding mountain?
No, you guys did not get hit by the exploding mountain.
Oh. See you in a few then. I'm going to go take a nap.
Right, enjoy yourselves. Alright, so Felsley heads back inside and beds down.
Wanders back in, gathers up her disheveled fort and rebuilds.
We can rebuild it.
We can
We can make it better.
Alright, so Felsley rebuilds her $1 million pillow. Gets
Much
herself
like
down,
the $1
gets-
Million Man.
Yes. Puts herself down and gets herself to rest. Morgan, you said you were staying up, so what are you up to?
She's not gonna stay up for long. She's not gonna try to get Dravenche to talk, but she's just going to sit near him for if he wants to talk. There's somebody there to talk to, or if he just wants somebody there with him.
Mm-hmm.
He would acknowledge her, but he doesn't say anything as he's focusing during this time. We're going to sleep to try to hold his end of the deal up to Charles.
Charles, now played by Tally.
She's just cranky because it's about dinner time.
Apparently, Charles has become a cat.
Charles is whatever LA wants him to be through the use of the polymorph spell.
No, that's fair.
Because lest we forget, he's not a familiar. He's literally just a bird.
Yeah.
But alright then. Speaking
And
of Charles,
then
he's
comes the question, what kind of crown does Charles want?
Yes.
He wants a beautiful tiara.
Tiara Burb, go.
I mean, you're making that of like wire and stuff, so it's kind of got to be a tiara.
Yeah.
And it could still do a full round crown, it's just not going to be the most absolutely fancy thing ever. Or it's not going to be made out of solid metal.
Unless you start like trying to weave it together, but something tells me Dravente's hands aren't going to cooperate with that right now.
He'll at least do, for the tiara, he'll still at least do some of that. But,
Okay, then.
yeah, he's not going to go the whole frustration route of trying to interweave in a full spiraling circle constantly.
Gotcha. Alright, so go ahead and just
done
make
that
a
with
jeweler's
chainmail.
tools check.
Okay. Dexterity. 19.
19. It is tiny and it is beautiful. And Charles looks fabulous. And it takes several hours. Because, like, throughout the stages of you making it, Charles will just bounce away from you and just, like, show it off to Elway, who's just sort of watching this whole thing. She'll give a little thumbs up and he'll come back over. Let you continue working.
Question. Failsy gave Da Vinci a pearl. How big is that pearl?
You're gonna have to remind me where that pearl is from.
I think it was the worn out ceremony pearl.
No, that's a different thing.
That also goes away when it's worn out.
No, it was the pearl he was
So
using
this-
for casting Identify, wasn't it?
Yeah, before she got her gauntlet, her glove that now does bracer. Sorry,
Yeah.
that works for the same thing. She had a pearl worth at least 100 gold.
Yeah,
think it
so
is?
it's a decent sized
fine.
pearl. It's fairly pretty.
Okay. Well, probably would be too big to be putting on a bird's head.
Yeah,
I
not
mean-
in,
It would be, but would you doubt Charles if he wanted it?
Charles is a very enterprising bird, sir.
that's that's less of a tiara and more of a rounded crown that sits the whole orb in the center of the crown, like the center of the rounded piece.
Why
Okay.
breathe the egg queen?
Almost like a dunce hat, like pointed with a oversized puffball on its head.
I'm thinking more about I'm thinking it looks more like a pope's crown, to be honest. That puffy one, not just the straight pulpit. Yeah.
If
Charles
it
will
would
take
fit, if it would work on his head, Da Vinci would incorporate the pearl into it because, I mean, he was given a pearl.
It's like slightly smaller than Charles's actual head. Actually, no, it's quite a bit smaller than Charles' actual head is because he's a raven, so he's actually fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a third the size of his normal head. When you like put it on top of the tiara, it's just like has a little ball on top of his head, and it's adorable. But to him, it seems regal. Someone found the thing I was talking about.
That would be Failsy.
But yeah.
Mm.
Once it is complete, Charles just goes, "Thank you."
Hmm. You're welcome. Now, don't you be losing that.
Won't lose it.
Now get ready. Once all the others wake up, they'll be definitely wanting to see that on you.
Just not. He just does like the bird nod, where it's like his shoulders and neck move, but his head doesn't.
Yeah.
The bird bounce.
And then you just feel something tap on your shoulder, Da Vinci.
Mm-hmm.
You look over and Lee is just there.
Oh. Hey, Lee.
Hello. It just doesn't seem like you want to rest at all, so I thought I'd make you something.
Oh.
Yeah.
He just offers you a mug of something that is steaming.
Grab the mug and take a whiff.
So, what did you say you did? You cut out on my side.
Da Vinci will grab the mug and take a whiff.
You take a deep whiff. It's like, to describe it to us outside of the game, it smells like walking into a coffee shop. Like one of those coffee shops that it's like the hipster ones that make terrifyingly good coffee, and they've got the actual like old time coffee grinder sitting in the front of the shop. So just like as soon as you walk in, you're just hit with the smell of ground coffee beans.
Oh, some coffee. Where did? I'm not even going to ask. I haven't had a good cup since I was home.
I actually got these ones over in the Zamoda Temple when we visited. Been looking for an opportunity to use them.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, drink up. I'm gonna go be a blanket now.
Yeah. You go do that, jeez. He's going to stop. Just realize, oh, I was about to say something that would sound very inappropriate. Yeah, jeez. Look, seems a bit lonely without you on top of her.
Morgan still hasn't gone to sleep. She's been sitting quietly.
This is several hours from the previous conversation, Danny. This is after Charles's hat gets finished. Unless you choose to stay up that long. I mean, that's up to you.
I stand by what I said. So it's just like quiet, sleepy laughter coming out of Morgan at Da Vinci's comments.
Alright.
Mr. Mittens, not my peanut butter.
I don't know what she just said. Or I'm gonna go for that now. Just something about peanut butter. I don't know what that is. It's like putting peanuts and butter. Oh, it's weird. I'll try it. I'll try it tomorrow, though.
I don't know.
Yeah, so Lee is going to go join Keta in her rest.
Except Keta with one hand.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Renjo would just kind of look at Morgan. I thought you were going to get some rest.
I didn't want to leave you by yourself.
Like I said, I'll be fine.
I know you. I worry. I'm sorry.
Vinci's just gonna put his hand on Morgan's shoulder. I know, but just right now. Get yourself some rest. At least with this coffee, I'll be good to keep on going.
Okay. I'm just gonna lay down over there. If you decide you want to lay down, you can come over there with me or just whatever. Please don't run yourself ragged over this, okay?
I won't. Besides, it's not the first time I pulled an all-nighter. Get some rest.
Okay. And she will just go find a soft and relatively soft place to lie down.
I mean, one half of this cart is entirely made of cushions, more or less, so it's easy enough.
Yeah, but that's Failsy's half.
She's taken over a corner of that half.
For now.
Just doesn't even care who hears her. Is like, Failsy can be bad, I need a soft spot. Flop.
Angry hissing.
Once
You fall
Mor-
on top of the pillow fort.
No, just like if the just the cushions near it.
Okay.
I don't actually want to knock the pillow fort over. Like above game. I love that Failsy does that. It's awesome.
All right.
Who dares trespass on Fort Ocelot?
Ocelot. Jesus.
I mean, if Failsy notices that and just pokes her head out of the fort, she would just see Morrigan passed out face first and the cushions next to it.
Fuzzy's
I'll
template
say-
construction is she sits down or curls up and there's piles of pillows on top of herself. It's something vaguely fort-shaped.
Yeah, so Failsy, you don't even wake up. There's too much padding around you to even feel it.
After Morgan collapses, Da Vinci is just is going to look at Madame Melway.
For a change, she's actually visible while sitting near you all.
I'm guessing you don't need a mere mortal to be prying into what's happened with you.
You seem to assume I'm not mortal.
Certainly longer lived than the rest of us.
No offense, but you're human. And you're longer lived than you.
Yeah. Ends
And
up
many
like
still
all.
are shorter lived.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
And many still are shorter lived.
Yeah. When put in that perspective, it seems like all the troubles we have are rather insignificant.
I wouldn't say that. One's troubles are never insignificant. At least not to the one having them.
Hmm.
Dravinche, this is actually sort of the point where you would notice it because you're kind of closer to Elway and actually now paying attention to her, since most people tend to at least vaguely ignore her because she's always standing out of eye shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you're not intending to, you just kind of have to because she doesn't stand in eye line.
Mm-hmm.
Elway looks old right now. Like her
Like-
actual features, normally she has this sort of elegant, sort of mature but not elderly visage about her. Right now, she
Like-
actually looks properly aged.
So, kind of like in the time between it took, since we met her at Kingfisher Island, now it seems like she suddenly years have appeared on her.
No, it's in the time of when you saw her at the beginning of the night to now, where it's about 10 in the morning at this point.
sorry if I about inquiring, but actually, no. I keep myself bottled up. Doesn't seem right for me to be asking for others.
I'll not fault you for being curious, Drunchak.
Just that mountain did a number on all of us.
Indeed. Some, fortunately, less than others.
Though it seems to have hit both of us hard.
Yes. I'll not pretend to know what you witnessed. I'll not pretend to know your life. But I can see pain in your eyes, child. Pain and hatred, and not all of it aimed outwards.
It showed me something that could have been.
Something that could have been. An alternate of what happened.
No. Somewhat. But I don't want to talk about it right now. Not yet, anyway.
That's fair. If ever you find words wanting to reach your lips, know that I have ears ready to listen.
Well, thank you. It just kind of looks at everyone else who's still sleeping. Given what everyone else saw, it does feel like what it showed me was insignificant.
I wouldn't say that. The pain of loss, though I don't know what you did lose, is a hard one to overcome. I can see in all of their eyes there's pain of loss, recognition of triumph, an understanding of pain. You've all been through a lot. And look at you all, you're all barely more than children.
What? Yes. To many great beings were like children. Yet so many things have happened.
How old are you, Javinche?
Hmm?
How old are you?
I'm 29. I left home almost 10 years ago. And I haven't done much impressive other than traveling and being a bodyguard, a spell dancer, working from city to city.
You don't consider being a member of one of the most apparent, illustrious groups of undercover guards there are to be impressive?
I'm not saying we're not. But compared to many others' journeys, it almost amounts to just working a job.
And yet you're the one that so many divine beings seem to flock towards.
That
You think yourself insignificant.
That's still something that baffles me. Just how many so far.
Maybe.
And she actually stands up and walks over to you, Javinche.
Mm-hmm.
She sort of is standing in front of you at the moment.
He's visibly unsure of what to do since she doesn't usually affront like that.
Yeah, usually she just appears behind you and scares the crap out of you.
Yeah, it's like, okay, she's approaching straightforward. Clearly, this is going to be something different. I don't know how to react.
Yeah, so while you're having the mental processing required to try to figure this loud, she just wraps her arms around you and hugs you.
It takes him a second to process it, and then he hugs her back.
Can I say, I don't know what you lost, but I know what I lost. And I don't want to lose any more children.
What did it show you?
She just very gently sort of pushes you away from her after a second more of the hug.
Mm-hmm.
And she just looks you in the eyes.
The massacre of every person I've ever loved. Save for the few that could get away.
Was that? Was that on Kingfisher Isle?
There. And elsewhere. Your gods. Two of them, at least, viewed us as an enemy. Made us an enemy. Not to be said, I do not fault them. That does not mean it excuses what they've done.
I'm sorry.
There's no need for you to be.
In a way, there is, though. Da Vinci would just kind of look over to Lee and then look back to her.
Your rage was founded in that decision, in that rage.
I've lost family to Lavani,
I'm aware.
and I fear that my distrust had made me distrust you and Lee ever since I found out what he is.
To be fair, I think Lee, in his own recklessness, has earned himself distrust in many ways.
But I of all should know that, given how much I've traveled, that people are different than what they are. I have been forgetting to give you the same amount of respect.
I do not fault you. I know that you were hurt by the Kingfisher, as you call them. And in truth, if I had been more present in my time on that island, before you all showed up before, I might have been able to stop him from doing as he did. He is one of my few remaining children.
He momentarily is kind of just taken aback by this, but then recomposes himself. That's
As I said, I don't fault you for distrusting me. You had reasons, and good ones. And you still do. And honestly, to place trust in me, given my age and my wild tempers, is still not a good idea. but I'll not purposely move to harm any of you. That much I can promise.
And I'll trust you on that.
She just nods.
You look like you could use some fresh air.
Maybe, but there's something I want to take another look at. Maybe I'll read it on the card.
She nods and then
And Da Vinci would just nod back. Thank you for talking with me.
Always.
she returns to her normal position, just sort of sitting in one of these side parts of the car.
Now I pictured that there were two extra comfy chairs, and Elway had just claimed one. That's her chair.
No, she's like sitting on top of a bookshelf. Makes the most sense to her.
And Da Vinci's gonna grab his backpack and pull out the letter that he received from the mountain. He had stuffed it in his backpack when he and Morogon initially got back to the cart.
Ah, yes.
And he's going to grab his mug of coffee
Yes.
and get out into the driver's seat of the carriage and just continue to look over the letter.
Alrighty then. Unfortunately, unlike Danny, I forgot to make an exact transcript of what that letter says.
We can just go over the VOD again.
Yeah. But yeah, you look it over. And nothing about the letter itself seems to have changed since the last time you saw it.
It's just more him reading it over and over again, kind of coming to, I guess you could say, coming to terms with it.
Yeah, I get you. By the way, I need you to do two things for me.
Mm-hmm.
One, just make a perception check as you're now sitting on the outside of the car. And two, make a Constitution saving throw whenever you take the first sip of the coffee.
That's an 8 perception, and that's a 19 Constitution.
Alright, so, as you're drinking that coffee, you find yourself, you were like tired and like starting to get worn out before. You take the first sip of that coffee and you're just like, it's like I've just gotten a full night's rest.
The buzz, the caffeine truly kicks in.
It's like your first sip of coffee in a while. The caffeine kicks in hard. Alright.
Good thing he didn't drink it before working on it. His hands would be too jittery.
Just all over the place. He's like, I got it, Charles. I got it. Hold still. Just shaking Charles's brain. Alright then.
This kind of feels like an
This
organic
would be a
spot.
time to take a bio break.
I was about to say so. And Ash, I popped into the game chat and I did add you at it so you can find it quickly. I did tell you which VOD you will need for the letter if you want to make a transcription of it.
Yeah, I know which one it is. I just haven't had a chance to.
Okay, well, I figure, reminding you of which one it is would just make it a little faster for you.
Yeah, I get you. These ones are easy because they're all specifically named after you guys.
Alright, so 5 to 10 bio break, peoples?
Yes, go pee.
I'd have to pee.
Okay.
I have to at least do the laundry shuffle.
I have a
And
specific.
I need to feed Tally because she keeps meowing.
I have a
Give
specific
her a
plan
pat.
for Kata, and she's gonna try to wake up in the morning before Lee to make breakfast.
I mean, it's not going to be the morning for one.
When she wakes up, she's making essentially what is then like lunchtime or dinner time breakfast.
It's going to be at like 2 in the afternoon.
It's gonna be brunch.
A nice, delicious brunch.
Yes. She wants to make something that's gonna make her feel happy and not sad.
There is something I would also add to that, but I figure it'd be better to resolve that in game.
Just has to manage to try to sneak away from Lee while keeping him asleep.
I mean, he's basically laying on top of you.
Okay,
It'll be one heck of a stealth check to try to get away from him.
Did she just kind of underneath his arm though, so he doesn't completely crush her?
No.
She is completely.
You're in a man cave right now.
She is completely compressed into the cushion. There is a Keta-shaped indent pressed in.
It's like just your head is poking out of that man titty.
So it'd be the perfect time to have the grease spell.
Grease.
Lee waking up in the morning. Why am I sticky?
It would go away by the time he woke up.
If she used honey, that would be just a mess for everybody.
That also would not make her slippery.
Yeah, no, that would not make her slippery. She'd stick to
Just
him
like
more.
I have the perfect lubricant. Slather herself in honey, tries to sip away. I'm cemented here now.
This was a terrible plan.
That sounds like a mishap for
Ron
whispering
Stream.
at the alchemist jug.
Honey.
It's like try and get some lubricant to get out. So you whisper it, and it's not very clear to the thing, so it gives you like sovereign glue.
Oh god, if Alchemy Joes could spit out sovereign glue, everyone in the world would be screwed.
Yeah. Cause you can't get universal solvent.
Sovereign glue, which is suspiciously sold in up to 3 uses of a container, but universal solvent, which is only sold in single-use containers.
So isn't sovereign glue also similar to like the Kagon's ointment in appearance?
No, at least with the way they're depicted, the Sovereign's glue is a lot thinner and also in a very different jar.
I mean, that would be bad. It's just like, oh, which one's the ointment, which one's the glue?
Just don't touch anything in the 1 minute it takes for the Sovereign's glue to dry, and you're fine.
That reminds me.
And then you can never remove it. Otherwise, that's the ultimate wax job.
Should have gotten the fucking sovereign glue for Nyarlathotep. Fucking glue him to one spot.
That reminds me. Fauzi needs a big
You would.
witch's hat and a bag of holding and some sovereign glue.
This sounds like a bad. You're gonna glue a bag of holding to the inside of a witch.
Yes.
I will point out that when you wear the hat, it would just spill all the contents onto your head.
You do the latch up on the inside of the thing. You just glue the bottom of the bag to the top of the hat. The bag still has a latch to keep things in.
Huh.
That depends on whether or not you go with the visual depiction of the bag of holding or the written depiction of the bag of holding, which are very different.
Sovereign glue. This viscous, milky white substance, great description, can form a permanent adhesive bond between any two objects. It must be stored in a jar or flask that has been coated inside with oil of slipperiness. When found, a container contains 1d6 plus 1 ounces. 1 ounce of the glue can cover a 1 foot square surface. The glue takes 1 minute to set. Once it has done so, the bond it creates can only be broken by the application of universal solvent, oil of etherealness, or with a witch spell.
Imagine using your one wish spell that you have just be unstuck.
I'm tired of being glued to Gem. Wish.
I wish that I can finally get my hand off my ass.
Your wish is not granted.
Damn it!
What about gluing a portable hole to the inside of a hat?
The portable hole will be specifically unfolded for it to work.
Give me a
Bag
second.
of holding would work. It just depends on how it's designed.
Okay, that's a car door. I thought that was a different sound.
Universal solvent. This tube holds milky liquid with a strong alcohol smell. You can use an action to pour the contents of the tube onto a surface within reach. The liquid instantly dissolves up to 1 square foot of adhesive it touches, including sovereign glue. So you could potentially get 7 uses of sovereign glue.
Only
One use of universal solvent.
Yes.
It's a pipe scheme.
Yeah, just level 17 wizard, you just learned to cast wish and somebody pranks you with sovereign glue. You gotta cast wish to remove it, and that's when you roll the 32% chance of never being able to cast wish again. Just the one wish you had was because you're stupid.
Party was a dick.
Yeah, because somebody was being a dick.
Well, that's the sound
God
of
fucking damn it!
What's up, Andy?
that. Heard the sound of maybe a fire truck. I'm okay. It just went like down the street.
We didn't hear anything. At least I didn't.
It freaked me out though.
Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police.
So I realized.
Andy, you're under arrest for cute crimes.
Crimes of cuteness.
I refuse to get arrested.
You're under arrest.
She's resisting arrest. Get the teddy bear.
Yeah, she's resisting arrest. Get the corgis.
She's resisting arrest. Get Lee.
So
It depends on if we're talking about Keta or Andy.
I was talking about
if it's
Andy.
me, then you get me.
Yeah.
Get a
I
man
heard
named
Keta.
Doge in a large laundry basket.
Yeah, I just realized that if Kata wants to try to squeeze her way out, she's gonna have to try to lift Lee.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be very awkward. And we're not going to explain why on stream.
Kicks him in the dick.
I always thought she was just kind of like underneath his arm.
Not this time, you were already asleep.
I mean, that might be how it starts, but, people move in their sleep.
Plus, you were already asleep. He wasn't going to wake you up to move you so you could get in bed. He literally just on
Flop.
top of you. Like you said, he's gonna go be a blanket.
This is my squishy.
You're a mini locker, but this one is mine.
This is my tiny.
This is more tiny. You're a mini locker, but this one is mine.
Also, I
Actually,
don't know
that's
when
wrong.
Well, that is correct, Richard. There are very few like her.
But she's still mine.
But yes, she's still yours.
Yes.
that tried and true.
Yeah.
Which I actually do because it's kind of hard to make S sound where I have to do with forwards.
What are you laughing at?
Why
Just
is that
everyone
cat so
watch
cat?
this.
Oh God, what's he thinking? Whatever it is, it's time to react to it as lead. Oh, that's unfortunate.
When the game lags.
Well,
I love the fact that he just keeps going.
yeah. That's so-
I feel like in this game that would be Lee. You just hit something and just
So
ignoring physics.
That's what I do when I launch myself off the tree.
Just T-posing.
So for anyone watching the stream, what I just sent is a GIF where there's this hose spraying water out onto a street, and then the skateboarder comes up, hits the skateboard, hits the hose, and the boarder goes completely flying off the skateboard, but in the exact same position that he was while on the skateboard as momentum is throwing him off this thing.
Yeah, this is like a pure example of inertia at work.
Yeah.
The surfer basically does not move until he impacts the ground.
Yeah.
I guess he is technically a surfer.
Oof.
Yeah.
Skateboarder.
Just of land.
The land surfer.
Dude ate shit.
Ah. Dumbass.
That
I
would-
sail the 7 asphalts.
That is definitely what happens when I skateboard and there's a crack in the concrete. I just go, oh,
I know.
Turns out modern day Lee is a surfer dude. Or
I mean, makes sense.
No.
I mean, it would check out.
I'm not a surfer. What I do is I work at a bar on the beach, and they sometimes make me go on a surfboard, and I'm just like, oh, the whole time.
I'm just picturing Lee on a surfboard. and there's a-
Meanwhile, he's perfectly nailing it. He's just screaming the whole time.
yeah. yeah, but like he on the surfboard and a big wave comes and wipes him out, and as the wave goes away, he's still standing there. Just whatever's fun.
Still screaming.
Yeah. Oh!
No, it goes from to I can't gargle right now, but
Yeah.
his mouth was just open the whole time.
and then he rises back up. Ah!
I think what Myth was saying was that he doesn't even fall off the surfboard. He's still
Yeah,
standing in the
exactly. Exactly. Or the surfboard's gone. He's just standing on the water somehow.
Oh, I am Jesus. Oh,
I don't know how I did this, but okay.
I picture it more like somehow the surfboard itself got flipped upside down, but Lee is still standing perfectly on it.
So he's
On the
under the
bottom.
water, or
No, he's standing on top of the surfboard. Somehow the surfboard got flipped, so its fin is sticking up. But Lee is
Okay.
still standing perfectly on it.
okay, I gotcha.
But Lee on a surfboard, and then you just have Keta on a like little boogie board.
And just screaming for dear life.
She's just having a good. She's just having a good time, and then there's just a distant.
Oh no!
And suddenly Keta is now on a surfboard.
Okay,
Just grabs her, just like, I'm scared.
Get to hold me. You're twice my size. I know.
Okay. Well,
You're twice
everyone's
my
back.
size. That means I have twice your fear.
God, that does sound like something you would fucking say.
I mean, he did also climb into the cabinets with Keta when the Kingfisher was attacking, and those cabinets.
Just, I'm scared.
Good to hold me.
Oh Lord, Keta. Anyways, is everyone back?
I'm back.
No.
Are all of your animals tended to?
Yee.
I'm not hearing an armored, so I'm assuming it's a no on his end.
He's dead.
No, I'm here.
Ellie ate him.
Yeah! Callie got so hungry she ate armored. Rip.
No, I'm still here.
Everyone's good to continue?
Yeah.
Failsy.
Fail trails?
Where is Fails?
Oh no, we lost our Aussie.
I didn't do it.
They have been eaten by the tides.
Or the spiders.
The tides of spiders.
Oh god.
The emus
sea
came
of
back for
arachnids.
revenge.
That's even worse. Oh man,
What's
the great
worse?
the
what's
great spider
worse,
tsunami.
I was gonna say, what's worse, a landslide of emus or a tidal wave of spiders?
The spiders.
Spiders.
At least the spiders you can stop with a flamethrower.
Yeah, arguably, you can also stop emus with the flamethrower. It's just gonna
I
take a
mean,
lot longer.
the Australians waged a war on fucking emus and lost.
So I think a landslide of emus is more threatening.
It's more threatening,
Wait a second.
but
Fails, are
I
you back?
prefer emu.
Yeah, I'm back.
Here, before we get back into the game, settle this decision for us. What is worse, a landslide of emus or a tidal wave of spiders?
Hmm.
It was just the pause, just like I don't know if Failsy is thinking or if we broke him.
I know what both of these things are, and it's like
You've spoken the forbidden question.
I feel like I just asked someone about like a seriously like traumatic world event that they had to take place of both in. And they're just and Failsy is just having Vietnam flashbacks right now.
I mean, I live in Australia. We have emus.
Yeah,
We lost a war against them.
yeah, you did.
Alright, so would you say that the emus are worse or the spiders?
Emus.
Haha, I win.
I
I-
mean,
Spiders would be
pictured-
terrifying. The
I-
spiders would be terrifying, but you can kind of swim through them.
I
emus
wasn't
are like
disagreeing with you. I just prefer the emus.
The emus
I
would be
pictured-
more destructive.
That's great. That's what I want.
I picture that question basically being, okay, Failsy, Satan or Beelzebub? Take your pick.
Sexy man who wants to make a deal that will, in the short term, make your life a lot better, but make your eternal soul damned forever, or giant fly-ridden Spider-Man who wants to eat your butthole.
Pazuzu.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. But Pazuzu.
That's a That's like a gargoyle from Futurama.
That's also a
It's the demon from the Exorcist movies, dude.
yeah.
I don't watch the Exorcist movies.
It's also an ancient.
Also, really dumb name.
Anyways,
Yes, let's get back into it.
yeah, we got shit to do.
All right, so
Like,
Javintia, you're outside right now.
Yes.
Cool.
That's
What's everyone else doing?
cool.
When it gets
Are we
around,
awake now?
Sleeping.
I was gonna say when it's done with sleep time, Kat is gonna try to not wake Lee up and try to make some French toast to make herself and the others feel better because she feels the big sad.
Alrighty
But
then.
she doesn't want to wake Lee up.
Back to gauntlet making.
Alrighty then. So yeah, it's about 2 in the afternoon now. So Keta, if you want to try to escape the grasp of your boyfriend, go ahead
So-
and make a stealth check to see if you can get out of him.
Mm.
I said what I meant. I meant what I said.
Oh, I know.
Gene!
Alright, let me check Lee's passive perception score.
I imagine
Probably
since
not
Monaghan
great.
went to sleep after everybody else, she's going to be asleep for a few hours yet.
You also usually are one of the people who do a watch, so you could potentially wake up now if you want to, and you won't have a point of exhaustion. You're also a warlock, so long rests are less significant to you.
And I kind of want to let
Oh,
her.
I forgot to restore Lee's hit points.
Oop.
I remember
He's been
doing
sitting at
this
7
for
hit
Kat.
points for like 2 weeks now.
I might want to
Oh.
top him off. He's had sleep since then.
Yeah.
I just kind of want Monaghan to stay laying down for right now, because I think it'd be kind of funny if Failsy discovers her sleeping on the outside of the pillow fort.
Gotcha. Alright, then yeah, you can be sleeping still. Keta, you managed to squeeze out from underneath an orc.
did I
Well,
think I-
you chose this fate.
I mean, he wasn't actually crushing you. He's very purposely laying on top of you to not crush you, but just making essentially a warm pocket for you to sleep in.
You're
It's
still very big.
still also the work that she's like trying to do, like working out and trying not to wake him up is just
Yeah.
okay.
Not gonna lie, the way he was sleeping is essentially how you like look over the back of a recliner, where you like put your knees on either side of the like seat of the recliner, and then lean over the back of it to look behind you. That's how Lee was above you, so you kind of just have to go between his legs underneath him to get out from underneath him.
That's a lot cuter than what I was thinking, because I was thinking it's like how whenever I sit on the couch over at Mom and Dad's and Yoshi likes to get in the crook of my legs.
No, he was not firmly pressing his butt on Keta.
But she's gonna make some French toast. And once it's done, she's gonna. It's something that she knows how to make. So once it's done, she's just gonna kind of plate it out for everybody, and then start waking them up.
Alright, then.
I guess Stravincia would have gone back inside at this point as well.
Nope.
No.
You failed a perception check.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Alrighty then.
Seeing the intruder on her doorstep, Fails is going to mage hand over a marker.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Oh, that thing that exists apparently.
Or, you know, a
You
bit
know,
of paint.
markers. Paint you do have.
He's going to paint a mustache onto Morgan.
She's face down in the pillows. How are you gonna do that?
Very carefully.
I mean, it doesn't have to be on your lips if she just paints a mustache on your body somewhere.
Mm.
Butt mustache. The tail is a huge nose.
Well, if I recall her normal outfit, her back's exposed.
Like upper back, where her tattoo is.
Felzy will paint a pentagram in the
Jesus.
center of her back.
All right, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. And what's Morgan's passive perception?
Let me scroll down on her sheet to look at it because I can't remember it offhand. It's 12.
12. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check to see if this wakes Morgan up.
Sliding of hand. 14.
So you get away with this easily enough. Doesn't wake Morgan up. I'm assuming you do it in some bright color because otherwise it won't show up on her skin.
Yeah, I think Felzy's pinched a bit of Ketta's pink paint.
Perfect.
Oh, that would actually
A
go with the
perfectly pink
lilies.
pentagram.
Yeah, that would actually go with the lilies that you would see on her back tattoo.
If Felzy does it perfectly, doesn't even look at what she's doing, just perfectly does it.
I don't know if that's kind of scary, given that means she's very proficient in drawing pentagrams.
It's Felzy.
I mean, it's Felzy.
Plus,
I know.
pentagrams may not have the same meaning here as they do in the real world.
Yeah.
Also, this is a world where magic exists. A pentagram is a basic arcane shape.
Yeah.
Depends what Felzy starts writing around the pentagram.
Yeah, there you go.
Puts an enchantment on Morgan, but she's not going that far.
Just
You
playing a
also wouldn't
prank
even know how
because intruder.
And Felzy, after you finish doing that, you start getting the whiff of French toast in your nose.
It's just the abyssal for Felzy was here.
It smells really good.
Climbs
Sounds
over
like French toast.
Morgan and goes see what's up.
It smells toasty.
Okay, I imagine having somebody clamber over her would wake her up.
Yeah.
Just
At least it starts making you stir. It reminds you very specifically of childhood bed and having your
So that's
sister
up to
walk
Danny.
on you.
it's just Maggie, calm down. Wait, I'm not home. What the hell?
And then Morgan. Rather afternoon.
Hi, Kata.
First thing you see when your eyes crack open is just Felzy's butt.
Just she resists the urge to make a dirty comment.
Considering the angle, you're also seeing a wagging tail.
I'm making brunch.
Doesn't he normally do that?
He doesn't.
Ah,
I may have sneaked into the kitchen without him.
fair enough.
But it's my dad's recipe, or technically the way my dad does it. It makes me feel better when I'm sad. I think I make it for everybody else. Brimstone, are you alive over there?
No.
Okay. I got a plate made for you.
Where's Vinci?
Think he's still outside?
Yeah, Morgan would at least see that Da Vinci's bag is near the driver's side door.
Alright, I'll go check on him.
It's Madam Elway on the bookshelf. Okay, I'm not going to question.
She's currently just sitting on the top of a bookshelf staring at you all.
You're gonna bring over the French toast and lift it up as much as you can.
Just the hand comes down and takes it.
Kata's peace offering.
Is that where she normally is?
I mean, it kind of makes sense. She might like to be up high.
It's one of the places I normally sit. I don't like being in any of your way.
She's a bird/cat. Just gotta go to high places.
She's a bird.
She is a bird.
sure to tell Dervinche to come inside while it's still relatively hot, but not as hot as outside.
Will
She's
do.
gonna wake up Lee then after Morgan comes back in.
Alright then. Morgan, you walk out you like open up the front door, everything suddenly enters a motion state for like a split second. Nearly knocks you out of your place. Does
Blah.
knock Lee off the chair. And you just see Dervinche slumped in the front driver's seat.
Okay, just gonna like check on him to make sure he's alive.
Oh yeah, he's breathing. Currently though, as soon as you like move him backwards, there's like you hear a sound,
What
and
the-
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 18.
Are we under attack?
All right,
I mean,
you
we
just
don't
hear
know
that
this, yes.
sound, and you just see something start flying towards your face, and you just very quickly pull your head out of the way.
Ah!
And there's like a quill stuck into the wooden frame of the cart behind you.
Okay, pull Intervention in.
Right. You pull in with him a thing that is sitting in his lap. Which looks like a weird, spiky Nautilus shell. It's just making this weird, like...
Little help!
What's going on?
Intervention's passed out and there's this weird thing in his lap.
Catch
Take a
him
look at
on
that
over
thing
with
and-
rapier.
Maybe mage hand it off him?
It's too heavy for the mage hand.
Okay.
What condition is he in? Just asleep?
Yeah, you're asleep.
Poke the thing
Or
with my
you would
rapier.
technically be unconscious, you're not asleep. Yeah, like, you've taken like 1 point of piercing damage, but that's it. And the
Can-
being unconscious for 4 hours fixes that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you could just see, like, as he, like, flops over, and this thing just sort of remains sitting in his lap, he has one of these quills just, like, jammed in his shoulder.
Poke this thing with my rapier.
Keta, careful, it shot something at me.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Ah!
Alright, you as well manage to avoid as one of the pins on its shell just fires out.
What the fuck?
I tried to warn ya.
Felzy, what the fuck?
I was about... Felzy, you know these deserts. Do you know what the hell this thing is?
Do I know what the fuck this thing is?
Nature check with advantage.
Nature check?
Yep.
12.
Don't know. DC for this was 50.
Not
You're
a
looking at it
clue.
just like, it looks like a snail, which makes no sense to see in a desert.
Morgan.
No
How are we...
clue. So
need to get it
Gonna
off
take
his lap and out of here, but it shot at me and I don't want to get shot at again.
Just gonna take a blanket and
What
like
about-
toss it over the snail.
Alright, you take a blanket and toss it over the snail. Make another dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I gotta get close enough to it to do that.
Alright, and you have to now make a constitution saving throw. You take 1 point of piercing damage.
The baby.
And you start to like drift off and manage to like slap yourself back to awareness.
That hurt. Ow.
Now it's under a blanket.
I'm gonna
Still
do
on Da Vinci's lap, so it could be doing any number of things to him.
I'm gonna shake Lee up and like you're like the only one who can do this.
can I give this thing a thwack? Like,
Not while it's on his lap!
I mean, can I golf thwack this?
I'm not
Like-
gonna say no.
You,
I
you
would say
angel,
consider the situation, but
Yeah.
angel choir screaming.
Like, is the door still open?
Morgan didn't close
Uh,
it.
Oh.
She
then
just
yes, it's still open.
I was just wondering, can I golf this thing out the door?
It's got a blanket on it right now, so you can't actually see properly where it is.
I can see the lump.
you could mage hand the blanket off.
You can see the lump, yeah.
Also might hit Durinche in the private parts.
I'm awake now.
I'm willing to take that risk.
Morgan's immediately shielding Dravince's face and head.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll. And stay with disadvantage because you can't technically see the target.
Okay, attack roll with disadvantage.
2 nat ones. 2 nat ones.
No!
14.
All right, you definitely feel like you connected with something that wasn't Dravince because it was really hard, but it just seems like your staff skids off of it, and you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit, it can shoot through the blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess that it's piercing. 13.
All right, now you need to make a Constitution saving throw. You take 1 point of piercing damage, and we'll see how you save.
That's the wrong save.
Yeah, that's a dexterity saving. Ah,
Six.
7.
So,
Failsy just did the big golf swing to try to get this thing off of Dravince. Then there's just a sound, and then Failsy just onto the ground.
4. Thud.
Dude, Cat is gonna shake Lee, get him up, and like, well, I need your help.
I'm awake. What's happening?
Uh,
Okay, what's going on?
I went to check on Dravince and he had a weird snail thing in his lap and he's unconscious and it just knocked Failsy out.
You shoot through the blanket, but like, I think you're the only one that can pick up the blanket and just toss it out the cart.
It is too early for this. Okay.
Totally
He just
afternoon.
he pulls the blanket off.
When would you
Early in the
leave?
morning for this shit.
She's gonna inspire him and like she's like kind of patting him off. You can do it. You can do it.
Lee, with no bonus to intelligence or anything, made a nature check. And succeeded the
Yeah.
DC.
Hell yeah.
Just blink, blink, blink.
Oh,
What?
that's a pit and shell nautilist.
A what now?
Say a multi-syllabic word.
This is a food.
He just walks towards the kitchen. He walks towards the kitchen, grabs a really big pot, and then walks over to Dravince.
All right then.
I'm gonna make this. I'm
Might
gonna
wanna
make a
do
grapple check for Lee.
Has inspiration.
This is a food. Immediately, I know everything about it.
He rolled a natural 20. So, in just a single fail swoop, without like even a second to realize what he did, there's just a sound.
Did he get it?
Yeah, he has it in the pot. He also has the crotch of Dravince's pants. The knowledge was adhered to him.
Morgan just immediately grabs a blanket and throws it over Dravince's lap.
I think it was that small.
He has underwear on, I think.
Yeah.
You don't see anything. Also, we've never rolled for endowment, so don't say anything.
Let me have my joke.
No. No jokes.
Anyways,
At least not to my expense.
yeah, and then he just slaps the lid on the pot and just.
All right then. I can make that for lunch.
Oh, well and good, but you know what it is. How long are these two gonna be out?
Oh, they wake up when you pull those things. And like slap them a little bit.
All
I'll
right.
get I'll get Failsy if you get the Renjay.
Fair enough. Morgan will just pluck the quill out of. You said it was in his shoulder, right?
Yeah.
She'll just pluck it out of his
And
shoulder.
it's like barely in his shoulder. It's just like the very tip of the quill is in him.
So yeah, just like I said, just pluck it out.
Keto will do the same for Failsy and just kind of give her one good smack across the face.
Both of you are now awake. Dravinche, you feel very dehydrated.
Oh.
Hey, Renjay.
What?
When I told you to get some rest, getting stung by what did you call it, Lee?
It is a pig-shield nautilist.
Thank you. Getting stung by one of those was not what I meant.
You hit me.
I didn't
you-
do anything.
You don't really have any idea what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? Oh, it feels like I drank some of the desert.
Well, you were sitting out there for, I think, I don't know how long. I just know I went and laid down and then I woke up and went to get you and you were passed out with a weird sea creature looking thing on your lap.
I just realized I have one of those quills in my shoulder.
Hmm.
Yeah, it shot Keta, but she didn't go down, lucky girl.
More or less, you slapped yourself awake and then immediately pulled it out. Because otherwise, you'd have to keep making Constitution saving throws every few seconds.
Fair enough.
All I remember is just sitting out, getting some fresh air, and he's going to just stop immediately, just bring up and tuck what he had in his hands in his bag.
Probably get some new pants.
You also now realize that the crotch of your pants is missing.
What the hell?
The sea
Apparently,
creature took him.
yeah, when Lee got it off of you, it tore the front of your pants off.
It's underwear, by the way.
Certainly
Darn it,
not
this is
against
one of my favorite pairs of pants. Oh well, at least I picked up a few more.
I'll fix them for you in a minute after I get it off this thing.
You see him just like trying to pull the cloth swatch off the basically giant snail.
I also made brunch. That's why we're trying to go get you. I made French toast.
First of all, I need a drink, and I need to put on my other pair of pants.
Water buckets over there. Yeah, these things have a nasty habit of latching onto someone, knock them out, and then slowly sucking all the moisture out of their body.
Huh.
It's a terrible way to die.
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
Well, good thing it was got off of you when it was then.
Yeah, it takes like 12 hours for it to happen, though. He was probably alright.
Although if you
Just
feel like you
get
need...
me some water, please.
I'll get it. Your pack's right there if you want to get your pants out. Morgan just points to his pack as she's getting him some water.
Well, he did just suddenly lunge over and tuck what he was holding in his hand into his pouch.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, she wasn't paying attention to that, just all of a sudden he's up and moving is all she really noticed.
Yeah,
The
fair.
pills be reused to make something else, Lee? Or are they still kind of dangerous and poisonous and could kill you?
You can use them to make sleep darts. I played around with that a little bit when we caught these before. Using it to knock out sailors who've been roused. It's not super potent,
No, I don't
though.
put it past you.
Huh?
I don't put it past you to dart a rowdy man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We might need to keep some of these for when I get drunk.
Maybe.
I'll break them off the shelf for you, though. They aren't very potent after the thing's dead, though.
Too bad that would actually be. Da Vinci's now sporting his new. I think this would be the first time the others have seen it. His nice new fancy blue trousers.
God, when I think you couldn't get more ostentatious, you did.
Be nice.
As I was going to say, it would have been nice for Keta to have some of those, because anyone who tries to go after her, she can just sting him.
Really loud and
I mean-
people's heads explodes.
Oh,
Well,
Morgan
I
just
can
sides.
explain to y'all how it works, if you want.
All right, and Morgan will hand Da Vinci some water.
No, thank you.
How does the thing get on here anyway?
Probably.
They're actually a lot faster than you might think they are.
Would there be
They're
more?
like, maybe on the outside of the car. I mean, this thing is like a living, like, plant thing, so they might be sucking all the moisture out of the outside of the car.
That sounds like a bad thing for the cart.
Probably. Anyways, so basically what these things are is you poke someone with them.
Should we do something about it?
Let me explain first. So you poke someone with them, and they gotta pass out first, or like they gotta like, what's the word for it? Well, it's gotta like affect them first.
Make him
Like how it
drowsy.
didn't affect you, Captain.
That's also because I slapped myself.
Yeah, like they gotta not do that. And then if that's the case, it should knock him out for about a minute. But like any kind of jostle will wake him up.
That still sounds very good for Keta to have a bundle.
This one's got probably about. I have to pick him off of it, but probably about I'm gonna say 6 that I could get off of it.
6 is better than none.
And I think should check the outside of the card.
Probably.
Oh, well, probably be best to, like, somebody lean out to check while somebody else holds on to them, so if they get stung, they can just get pulled back in.
I have toast to attend to. It is burning.
I'm gonna wander back out to the front of the car again. See if they're on the roof or the sides.
All right, then. You all go out to check on various parts of the cart, and surprisingly enough, there are no more around it. There's just that single on Da Vinci.
Eventually look tasty.
Can I,
mean-
hang off the edge to look under it? Under the cart?
You can, you don't see anything. It seemed like that was the only one.
I mean, many partners have considered me a full meal.
I must have been sorely disappointed.
Well, Cat, I feel that I have fairly high standards, and I've never been disappointed.
He is just kind
What
of
is-
skinny.
What would be a accurate?
I think
Like-
Keta has specific tastes.
Looks at Lee. Fair enough.
Really?
You don't say.
Just a hunch.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I think
Version
it's
of
more than a
Chinese food.
hunch there.
Chinese food, it would be Tezvarelian food. Tezvarel is very much akin to culture-wise and like food-wise Asia, with like the heavy spices, the specific like meat, mostly meat in the way of fish-based diet, and like
when the few grains that can actually be grown in Tezverel is actually rice.
Yeah.
Delicious, tasty rice.
I don't know. He seemed pretty typical for a Tesverelian. I was hungry an hour later.
Well, I mean, that's not fair to say. I mean, if you look at my dad, he's from Tezverel. And he is nothing like Drenchak.
He's also your father's also a tiefling. There's a difference.
And
In
also,
a
like,
military trained brick house.
and also, like, at least 40 years older, if not more.
Probably more. I gauge maybe 50.
I feel like we're talking about something I don't understand.
Are we not talking about food? I thought we were talking about food.
We're not
no.
talking about food, Lee.
Honestly, Lee, I also lost the plot, so, you know, fair enough.
You understand me, Brimstone. Here, have a cookie.
Okay.
Betty said I'm
It's
finishing
dark
up the last.
chocolate and cinnamon.
Brimstone, just take more of these then.
I'm finishing up
wouldn't
the last of brunch.
Also, who cooked? Who used my kitchen?
I did.
Well, Brimstone just redemption was just here. No, I'm fucking with you. It was probably Kato.
Katja just raises her hand.
It me.
Lee just responded with squinty eyes.
Oh, allow it.
I was so tempted to have Fauzi rearrange his spice rack.
Oh God.
No.
I will literally eat your eyeballs.
Jesus.
I will make yours explode.
And then I'll take yours and put them in my head.
How about we
Alright,
just?
children.
How about we just don't do that in
I
general?
am an orc.
Well, besides, I figured you could sleep in, and I make brunch.
I got slapped awake.
Yeah, because we found. Well, you were here. You know.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna cook this.
Well, that was
You
exciting.
start hearing cracking noises.
Just,
It's like
I'm gonna go
crab
back
or
to
something.
painting this damn gauntlet.
Alrighty then. Failsy, if you want, just go ahead and make a couple of enchanting checks. This we're gonna gloss over a little bit so you guys can get towards your destination because there's no like getting out of the
Quickly.
cart to explore right now.
Before RP happens again. Which one was that again? That's Arcana?
Yes.
Pork.
Well, are you still at the painting stage, or are you at the actual?
Last time I think I failed painting. I did
Alright.
inscribing, then I think it's painting, then it's enchanting. That's how it works.
Yep. All right. So this would technically be a dexterity-based check with proficiency. So, do you have proficiency in sleight of hand?
Yes.
So just make a sleight of hand roll.
Sorry, not a sleight. Sorry, I don't have proficiency in sleight of hand.
Okay.
I can if I just hit the proficiency button.
Yeah, go ahead and do that then.
Booski. Nat 1.
Oh,
Got to roll severity.
that's not good.
And I don't have any Dominate Fate.
Yeah, that's right. Because right now it's spent.
I didn't see where Keta threw that one needle of pulling it out of me. I sat on it.
Just sit, poink. Oh no. No. You sat on it for a second and like startled you, and you stand up really quick and you end up spilling a use of your pain.
Oh. Just one use?
Technically, whenever you make a nat 1 failure on this, and it's a standard severity or low severity, which I only roll standard severity, you end up expending 2 uses of paint and failing, instead of just the normal 1 use of paint and failing. So you just end up having a rough day enchanting throughout the rest of the day of panting.
Dear. I'm not having any luck with this bloody paint.
This is one of the more difficult and involved forms of enchanting. But it's also one of the ones that can like properly replicate real magic items instead of just causing specific effects.
Okay.
Alrighty then. But that's that.
That's that for
Lee
today?
prepares. Yeah, that's that for that. Lee gets you 6 sleep darts.
6.
Yes, 6 sleep darts. These function in terms of damage wise exactly the same as normal throwing darts. However, the target must succeed a DC 16 Constitution saving throw. Wait, no, the dead ones are slightly less potent. So the DC is 14.
Or fall unconscious.
Yeah, or be rendered unconscious for 1 minute or until they take damage or are woken up.
Have that in.
It like the actual effects of it function very similarly to the sleep spell.
Other than that, I am painting a picture of Madame Melee.
Alrighty then. That is also going to be a sleight of hand check. See how well you do.
I have proficiency in painters.
Then roll that
Supplies.
instead. It's still dexterity based to paint.
No, that's what I was asking.
Yep.
Roll20, let me click the drop down. Thank you.
Roll20 is just like
Oh. Drop down. I heard like drunk down for some reason.
alright. It's a slow going process, but you're painting rather well, very detailedly. You're noticing while painting that Madame Melee looks weirdly old right now.
Oof.
Like
Just
considerably
make
more
sure to,
wrinkled,
like,
and her
maybe-
and her like features are kind of sunken.
She's tired.
Make sure to kind of bring her some extra tea and just make sure she's okay and like in the process of the day and when she has to take breaks so not get carpal tunnel.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Carpal tunnel, best tunnel.
Hmm.
Baby tunnel. Right. So at this point, you guys are still 2 days out from where the labyrinth is marked on the map.
Does it still just kind of seem in the right direction? Going to the
seems to be
watch?
generally, according to the watch, it still seems to be generally ahead of you all.
Okay. Yeah, he just periodically checks the watch to make sure, but if as they continue to go on the right path, he's not going to make any comment.
Alright then. Alright, next day, Failsy, do you want to try to attempt a painting check again?
Let's see if I can actually paint.
I'll inspire
Hopefully.
you.
It's
Oh,
some
take-
inspiration.
Kato will before you start painting, she'll just kind of limber up your hands and say, "Hey, you can do it. I believe in you. You're very successful. You're gonna make a great enchantment."
Whew. Whew. I can do this.
I believe in you.
And paint. 14.
Get to
Alright, you got an inspiration.
Plus what, D6?
Yes.
Yep, 1d6. So roll a d6, so we'll see what you get.
5, so 19.
That puts you over the DC, so you get a success.
Hey,
Cuties.
get the hell.
One success finally.
Had to do the thing.
Do you remember what successes you were at for the painting/inscribing process?
I've got them marked down. The paintings because it was more like because I'd done 2 crit fails so far.
Luckily, the
more like-
painting can't ruin the item.
Yeah, that's what you said last time. So I hadn't written down any successes on it.
Alright, so you have 1 success. That is a static success. It cannot go away. The paint dries in place, and once it does, it doesn't go away.
Feels a big ol' hug.
Where did right?
Uh,
I'm trying to find the right thing that has this thing being made.
did I roll
It's
another?
called
Here it is.
enchanting notes.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm marking down the rules for it. Where I'm actually painting it. The one I'm
Yep.
building is in my notes.
Gotcha.
Ash, should I roll another
What is the
painter's
DC
supplies?
for painting?
It's the same as the inscription DC.
Okay, so same DC.
Yes. Make another sleight of hand check for or painter supplies dexterity based check for
18.
Yeah, you're continuing on the same groove. I don't know how big you intend on making this painting, but it's coming along nicely.
It's not as big as the painting she saw in the hallway, but it's done with as much care and detail.
Yeah, those are like big, like 4 foot by 6 foot paintings.
This would be more so our common kind of 8 by 11 inches.
Yep.
She,
I'd say by this point you would probably have done working on it for 2 straight days.
there's a lot of like the finer details of like her robes and the feathers and all, and kind of even making sure she's just very nicely painted. Once it's dry, she presents it to her because she's very happy.
Yes, she does certainly seem to praise you for its detail. Gives you a very congratulatory pat on the head.
Oh,
No.
There's not much said except for it. Just like she's, if she's still up on like the top of the bookshelf, there's just like the small edging of the painting like into the view of the screen.
I mean, she gets down if you try to get her attention. It's just weird because over these last 2 days, she hasn't turned invisible.
Exhausted most of her mana.
You don't know. You as players know about that, you as characters don't. You can assume, but you don't know. Failsy cuddles of Fenris. As I almost dropped my computer off my bed.
No, new.
Yes, Fenris just gives you a Bork, Bjork, Bork, Bork. Fenris, an entity that we sometimes forget, or at least I do. He's just not really doing anything right now because he's just a dog that sits and stares at people. Doesn't need to eat or drink or sleep.
We
just
have lots
occasionally
of
goes
characters
forward.
here that do that. It seems.
I'm trying to keep them all involved.
I mean,
It's-
we
Me
Elway
and
shows up
Elway
when
are
she's needed.
present.
We don't.
The problem with
We don't
having
really
NPCs
question
is-
Elway.
The problem with having NPCs in a storyline where it's mostly player driven.
Yeah.
The middle of the night, we hear a Bjork. Like,
Bjork. Hack, heck, York, hork, hork.
More fair.
York.
anybody else trying to do something?
Da Vinci during this time would try to continue his project of working with some of the things he got in the Emerald Plateau, but every time he does it, he's just grumbling. He pulls out everything to start working on it, but then just sits there staring at it, grumbles, puts it away, goes and does something else, like reread some of the scrolls that he was given from the Zemoda's temple, get back to it, grumble some more, not doing anything.
Just in one of the moments, seeing him grumbling and not finding too much inspiration in what he does, Keta's just gonna start humming a soft tune to maybe inspire him, and finding a muse to maybe work with. And yeah.
So essentially just going to deliver upon him some inspiration.
Basically doing what she does best as a bard and kind of encouraging his creativity.
Keta, I appreciate you.
Ha gotcha, bitch. Sorry.
Huh?
What?
You caught a mouse,
I'll
didn't
explain
you?
later.
Is it Thursday?
Continue your scene.
Keta, thanks for the music and all, but I don't need any help right now. I just having some difficulty getting into the groove is all.
Venture from one creator to another. It is just merely not inspiration, but in finding a muse, at least a muse in the way to get back in the way of grooving. I know I occasionally have times where I can't do what I do, and it sucks because you sit there and you have many ideas in your head, but you don't think of how you can execute them. But I know you can do it. You're a very creative man. You've made many great pieces of jewelry, and I mean, she kind of like motions to the crown that you made her, that she's still wearing. I mean, look at this. I wouldn't have thought to make that, but you did. Thought to make so many different things, and I know you can do it again.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I'm just a bit right craftsman.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Compare
yourself to others. What you do, Da Vinci, is not what other people do. If you follow the pack and what other people do, you're not going to stand out. You stand out by making these beautiful creative pieces. So what if they don't look like anybody else's? Fuck them. Not like anybody else's, but fuck them if they don't say my music and my magic is anything not akin to that of a great bard.
You. Hmm,
Put yourself down there, Vinci.
you don't understand. It's not just about comparing myself to others. It's Tezrel is all about great craftsmen. No, families compete again and again, trying to have themselves be outstanding. And I can't match up.
Last time I checked, we're not in Tezverel. In the culture of Tezverel does not matter in carrying you in any other places you go. Grainham is great. The country of Grainham is not like Tezverel. I mean, hell, you're doing honor to Ignesia by crafting. Isn't that what Tezverel is doing? In essential, is just honoring Ignesia by crafting, but they want to compete to be the best. The best always, then you're not you.
He's just gonna turn away. You don't understand.
I may not understand your version of struggles, but this is not a competition in pain. I've had people look at me and look at my instrument and tell me I'm not a bard. I didn't go to school. I didn't learn the way they did. I didn't compete to be the greatest bard amongst the halls that they did. I don't care. I don't care that I didn't do that, because I know that the way I did it is still as good as them, if not better. You need to have that confidence in yourself, Vinci. And I can't give you that confidence. I don't think anybody else can give you that confidence besides yourself, looking at the great works that you do. I think if Ignesia herself acknowledged your works, would that tell you anything?
It would.
Well, if it would take dragging your ass to Ignesia, I would do it.
I appreciate the effort, but I just need. I need my space. Eventually, I'll get back into the groove of it.
Hopefully. And if not, I will keep to that promise. I know some buff dudes to take you. It's back to her work.
Brinji is gonna sit down, look around the cart. And he's going to start start trying to do some work now, changing his initial design a bit. As it's slow going, but he starts to fiddle with it. Shall I make a jeweler's check for this?
Yeah.
Okay, dexterity or intelligence?
For this one, I would say that this
Yeah.
one is probably based on dexterity.
Okay.
This is more getting back into your groove than it is specifically trying to work on a design.
Oh, not 1c6. Okay, so that's 21.
Give me one CC of D6, please.
It's a really small
Alrighty then.
D6.
Just inject it directly into your veins. That's how you get inspiration.
Just shoving dice into your bloodstream.
Just he'll succeed this roll. Just give me 1 second to stab him. Syringe. It's very bizarre. My mouth to make that noise.
Mm.
Alright
Like
then.
that.
So 21 then. I mean, yeah. For as much as you're saying you don't need Ketz's inspiration, it definitely is helping you quite a bit. Just to keep your mind more refocused on your task, which at this point you can complete it however so you desire. Just crafting something completely on your own accord, out of spite of Keta. I don't.
He would be working with the platinum wire and the platinum chain, and he'd be initially working on part of a pendant, bending what's been taken a lot of his time is that he's been bending the pendant itself to look like layers of feathers, or bending the wire back and forth to create layers of feathers.
Alright then. I will say doing it that way is going to use up a lot of your supply of wire.
Yeah.
But it's a relatively productive day then for you. At this point, you all would be a day out based on what Galadriel had said. And anyone who goes outside the cart can actually see in the distance a large stone structure rising over the horizon.
That looks dangerous, and somebody's gonna die in there.
Smell that? That smells like adventure.
It just looks like a single tall stone pillar.
I don't know, adventure's the word I'd use.
Yeah, you guys are a day out from it at this point. You can just see it sort of crest over the horizon.
That is going to inspire Failsy before she goes, if she does painting again. But she's actually going to sit down and do another. She wants to get a bit better at painting herself, so she's going to do a picture of Trevenche. She's kind of in his very nice kind of dancer's attire.
All right.
So, Failsy, you can go ahead and make another check. See if you can succeed.
That's
Inspiration.
paint. 18.
You succeed without even needing the inspiration.
I'm gonna roll mine.
It's a-
Oof.
I was gonna say Da Vinci was going to work with Keta to actually like give her poses and such.
All right, then. You
And-
start doing it, and there's just like a point, Keta, where it's just you like start trying to paint him in one pose, and then he moves to like give you another example, and you're just like, okay, and you just like start trying to edit the thing you were working on to make that pose instead, and then he moves again. It's like he's just trying to give you an example, not realizing you started painting already.
At one point, she just throws her actual like leather boot at him, like, stop moving.
Just pick one and stick to it. But yeah, that's after about like 5-10 minutes, and you've basically turned the entire canvas this like weird ruddy brown with splotches of blue color on it.
Hate it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You didn't know. I'm gonna go get a drink.
You could still call it modern art.
There's no such thing.
And after that fails,
Lee
she's just gonna,
says.
after that fails, she's just gonna kind of chill out and pluck some tunes.
Alright.
Da Vinci would have been getting antsy and start practicing some dance routines, but it does feel a bit more half-heartedly going through dance routines rather than trying to do something different each time.
Try to match my tunes to his dancing.
All I can picture is the Benny Hill theme for some reason. Alright then. Yeah. You spend the rest of the day more or less just in the state of just not sure what you're getting yourself into, and also trying to still more or less reflecting on what's already happened. You're pretty distracted against what you're doing. Is anyone wanting to actually keep an eye outside whilst you all are approaching this pillar?
After Fez is done with her painting, she'll chill out on the roof.
It's more or less a day commitment for you to get that done. So I more mean in the interim, because there's a bunch of people who aren't statedly doing anything yet.
Yeah, Brimstone will do that.
Alright. Brimstone takes seat on top of cart to stare.
Pretty much.
I'd like for you to give me a perception check then.
Okay. Would using the scope give me any advantage or just general?
I'll say yeah, I could give you advantage in this case.
Okay.
Because it's sort of distant looking at the moment.
Okay.
Watch out for flying snails.
7.
Just a flying snail just slaps right onto your scope's face.
Yeah. Pull the pistol.
It's not too hard to start noticing a couple of things as you're getting closer to the pillar.
Mm-hmm.
There's more structures around here, which is weird because you haven't really noticed any structures in the desert around here at all. You're starting to notice like occasionally when you scan the horizon, there are these like small, like stone, like 10 by 10, mostly destroyed buildings, like barely bigger than what you'd like consider a hut.
Mm-hmm.
You occasionally notice some of those,
Okay.
and you're not really seeing a whole lot else other than these occasional structures and the pillar directly ahead of you all.
Something live here?
What is Morga doing?
She's pretty well just been reading, just sitting in thought. And when Dravince starts doing his dance practice, if seeing that he's just kind of like not got his whole heart in it, if she'd see if he wanted somebody to practice with.
I'm serious, Keta does yell that just to try to make Dravince feel a little bit better.
He would accept her, and he would accept dancing with her. Help teach her more of the like specific routines to continue being flexible enough for dancing.
Fair enough, fair enough. I'd say that once you start helping her with the instruction, it does sort of at least a little bit lighten your mood because it's getting your mind off things as you're having to do now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the rest of the day goes by fairly well, and by the next morning, you all are less than an hour's travel away from the pillar.
Alright. Oh! Should we do it?
Hmm?
Take the plunge? Should we go in?
Yes.
Man, if this is what we're actually looking for.
Dravince, you take out your watch,
Mm-hmm.
I assume. It does appear to be pointing dead ahead of you.
Well, the watch has finally stopped waving, and it's pointing straight ahead at us.
Hmm.
Like I just don't care.
I imagine the group will kind of travel in there with packs because we don't know what's going to be in there.
I mean,
Like
and you're
in,
still an hour away from the pillar.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
right.
not there
All
yet.
you're right now. All you're seeing is a pillar.
Definitely
Like probably
spend
a good. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, could definitely be using the time to get ready.
Yeah.
Get
Oh, the
some water
sunblock.
skins prepared. Some water skins prepared. Lee gets you guys a couple of rations ready from the cart stop.
Da Vinci would kind of sit off to the side with his pack in front of him, just absent-mindedly. But the moment anyone approaches him, will quickly put something away.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just he puts it in his pack, or is like in a
In his pack.
Oh wow. I think Fauzi had to throw some rations out the window.
Why?
Just got 10 10 rations marked down, and it's very high up on the list. So they've been sitting in a pack since maybe the
I mean, rations are designed to last for
Ship going
extended
down?
periods of time.
I mean,
Wow.
if they were in there since the ship going down, you lost
mean,
your initial
yeah.
packs anyways.
Yeah.
after that.
We do still, I think, have the jar of ration beads.
We do.
Beads of nourishment.
Yeah, we haven't touched those since we got Lee.
Fauzi's
Yeah,
had
so-
her. Fauzi didn't lose her shoulder satchel. That's been
Yeah,
carrying
but
her
the
boots and
rations
stuff.
themselves would have probably been damaged.
Yeah.
Or you would have eaten them by now. Just
I haven't really
idly.
had to get out the rations because Lee.
There was a period where Lee couldn't cook.
Yeah.
Just anyway, where Dorinche seems to be like putting that specific, like if he keeps on just taking it in and out, she's just gonna like make note if he's like putting it in a specific spot. Because
Yeah,
she's
he-
curious.
He would occasionally, like, if Kenta's keeping a close eye on him, she would even see him pull out to a letter occasionally and tuck it back in as well.
Okay.
Alright.
Says that she's just kind of getting her pack ready and putting the candies away so they don't melt.
I want everyone, as you guys are approaching, to make perception checks.
Perception. 15.
17.
Alrighty then. So, most of you, or half of you, because Brimstone, were you using the scope or anything? Or were you just making a straight roll?
I wasn't aware I could.
I'll say that you
So-
were just looking around then
Yeah.
for this case. So yeah. Most of you, you're sort of just immediately caught by the visage of this tower. Like, from a distance, you thought it was literally just a pillar going straight up into the... But as you're getting closer, you're realizing it has these, which sort of look like designs from a distance. But the closer you get, the more you realize it's this constant, gently climbing towards a point spiral that's going all the way around the around this pillar. Sort of made of these archways that just cover the entire outside of the tower. You can actually see the base of it now that it is quite a bit thicker at the base than it is at the apex.
Can I tell what kind of construction this is? This doesn't seem to be a Yuan-Ti design.
Go ahead and make a history check. And while you're doing that, I'm going to resolve what the other, technically what Failsy and Morgan notice in this moment.
Okay.
You both notice that towards the base of this tower, there is another cart. It has a peculiar looking, sort of almost purple colored horse. And you just see a figure standing, looking up at the tower near that cart.
Hello, who's that?
Hmm?
You're making history checks. Your brain gets sort of distracted after you notice that.
Huh, there's someone
Uh,
standing over there.
That's an 18 on history.
All right then. To resolve your
That was-
history check.
It's got a lot of history.
All right then. So to resolve your history check, this is definitely not the Yuan-Ti structures. This is very similar to the structure that is underneath the temple, or the structures you've occasionally found while scouring the desert or accident. It is the pre-Advent civilization that at one point existed in the Flagora Desert.
Hmm,
This is definitely pre-Advent.
Interesting.
Morgan, you see someone?
Yeah, look. And she points out the cart.
Yeah, at this point you can all see the cart. Brimstone, if you decide to take out your scope, you can actually zoom in and see the person
Yeah.
standing next to the cart.
Yeah, he would do that. Just there's a person.
Didn't Redemption say they sent out an explorer out this way?
I think so?
Yeah.
Oh, question: is the sand still green or still yellow?
Yes, the sand has been yellow everywhere in this part of the desert.
Okay, that's a lot of yellow.
Yes, it is.
However, you do notice as you're getting closer to this tower. I guess I should have pointed this out, but it was kind of the thing you got distracted by the tower itself. It's a good thing you asked that. The sand within the few hundreds of feet from the tower is white.
The sands are different.
Is that more dangerous or less dangerous?
Failsy.
We were never told about white.
White
Bilzy,
sand.
along with your history check, you are aware of this. Something in the past, as a product of the advent of civilization war with the forces of wild magic, caused the Flagora Desert to become the colors that it is now. Before that, it was all pure white sand. And you do occasionally still find white sand scattered about in those various temples and tombs that you've found yourself in.
Do I know if the white sand is as dangerous as yellow, or has any special property?
It's sand. In fact, has no properties, which is what makes it very bizarre.
Oddly enough, that sand has no. It's again pre-Advent.
It's just sand.
Mm, What do you mean just sand?
Like,
it
It's
has no.
just sand.
like beach sand that does nothing other than get everywhere?
Yes, it's coarse and rough. It gets everywhere.
Oh my god.
Felzy, you're also aware that if you go down like 200 feet or so, all of the sand under the Flagora Desert is also this color. So you can only assume that if it's on the surface, something unearthed it.
Well, we might as well make ourselves known and friendly and make sure this weird purple person isn't gonna kill us.
Only the horse is purple. I don't know what the person's color is. It's just purple horse.
Everyone else actually didn't see her initially because when you glance towards her, she does blend into the horse because she is wearing purple robes. The explanation for why the other party members didn't notice her, except for Brimstone who had the scope.
For a moment, I was wondering if this was a necessity, but then I remembered she didn't have a horse at all.
Necessity is also a tiny little creature.
Can I make anything out at this distance, or just oh, yeah, there's a person?
You could make out a very wide-brimmed hat and a tail.
Okay.
You definitely figure that's probably a tiefling ahead of you.
I mean, we still would
I
probably do
mean,
it to make nice.
unless y'all know something else that's got a tail, probably tiefling.
Oh, good
I mean,
to know.
I can cast thaumaturgy and say hello from a distance.
Oh, you might. Better to not
We
speak.
don't know if they're friendly or not.
Have
Oh,
you
I
guys
mean-
been walking forward this whole time, by the way?
Yes.
Mm,
We're gonna talk to him eventually.
they might be the
Those who want to get into that thing.
explorer they sent out. So, likely they might be friendly.
And if they are,
mean-
it'd be better to not scare them.
The figure turns around and just looks at the cart.
Waves.
Hi.
Just waves back,
Okay,
Haven't
friendly.
dreamed.
and you just hear from the
If you are going to steal from me, you better try your best.
That depends what you've got.
Halsey, shut up.
Just gonna cast Thaumaturgy and say, "We're not here to steal. We're trying to look for the labyrinth."
Probably found it.
you can't see the features of the face, but you can tell there's confusion.
But
Don't know how you know of it, but go ahead and come on close.
Well, you heard the woman. Let's get over there.
Oh, I mean, we're still walking. It's just we can go a little faster.
Are we walking or is we on the cart?
You guys said earlier that you got off the cart to walk ahead. So I've assumed that you've been walking up this.
Yeah.
Da Vinci would signal for Galadriel to come closer.
You do so. All right then. So you see before you, as you all are approaching, a blue-skinned tiefling with a very wide brim hat, who I actually could just put a picture of in a handout real quick. Give me.
Breathe.
I think we know who this NPC is.
Yeah, but I don't want
calm
Andy
down.
to pass out.
Fine.
I think
Keep
this.
your horny energy inside you.
Yeah, you're not playing Spark right now.
Down.
That one or that one?
It's a lady tiefling.
You
Try
know
to
the one
decide
you want
which-
to share.
He better
Yeah,
not
but that
because
one's not-
streaming.
Yeah.
I know. I joke.
Do you,
You
Armin?
know what? I'll do this one because it's more purple.
Or of her desert attire.
Oh no, I wouldn't normally wear this at a desert.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I think I know the one he's talking about.
Gotta love Roll20 just deciding to be a deer.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Has no legs. She's alone.
Yes.
Yeah, I know who this NPC is.
Yep.
Well, I was not expecting to see anyone out and about in the desert today.
As you all approach.
Cat dispels Thaumaturgy and goes, "Well, I mean, we're here. Were you sent out?"
Sent to explore my own, right? So either one works.
We traveled from the Emerald Plateau and we heard that they sent someone out here. Is that you?
Indeed it is. Velshal at your service. Or you at mine, depending on how you were sent, for what reason you were sent out.
Sorry, I got a little sand in my ear. What was your name?
Velshal.
Oh, Elsha. My name's Kata, and she sticks out her hand.
You are very excitable.
And she just reaches out her hand and takes it as well.
Yeah. That's a feature.
Her sleeve shakes. Yes, I am very excited.
You have all come to explore the labyrinth. Curious how you know about it.
Da Vinci will give a nod and then give a bow to her. Yes, and I'm Da Vinci. traveler, dancer, and I guess you could say
Ass
some
kisser?
select. Oh, Judge Brimstone.
Well, no, our friend Failsy found a map that had the labyrinth on it. That's why we're here.
And
You could see her eyes narrow. You found the map, you say?
Keta,
Being honest,
you don't volunteer other people's information. It's rude.
Yes,
That's
that's my
What? Are
information.
we gonna tell them how we're actually gonna try to find this place?
That wouldn't happen to be a map written in Abyss, would
I don't know. It's all squiggly lines and shit.
that's Abyssal. How did you
Fucking
get my
annoying.
map?
Oh,
I don't know. I found it in the Crystal Mountain.
The eyes twist more in confusion.
Crystal Mountain.
we found what looked like a mountain made of glass, and somehow,
That's the Mountain of Reflection, okay.
Yeah, we
and
all.
somehow it gave
What's
her
it
that.
doing in this region?
Wait, this region?
Weird. Yeah, it appears in different parts of the Pilgora Desert, right? Follows the moon cycle, it's very strange.
Huh.
guess we were lucky to find it then.
Or sometimes it just sort of appears as it desires to, if it thinks people need its guidance.
So, I mean, the thing inside the mountain said we all needed perspective.
That sounds about right.
Besides the point, have you been inside this thing yet?
Oh, of course, I've made many ventures inside. It's a bit why I'm wearing this right now, as I was about to head back inside.
She sort of like gestures to the almost suit, well, not even almost, the suit-like attire she is wearing.
a little formal for dungeon spelunking, ain't it?
Very pretty.
You would think, but this is specifically made to enhance my natural arcane wards and abilities, and
Oh.
make me look fucking fabulous while I wear it.
You do. You look very
That you
pretty.
are.
I can agree to that. Nice to find another magic casting tiefling that is around my age.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Oh, sorry, Morgan. And she just extends her hand.
Good to meet you, Morgan. Velshal at your service, though perhaps not.
How old are you? You look a lot younger than I am.
I'm 30.
Oh, dear sweet child, you are a baby.
Oh, I've heard that a few times.
Well, let's
I'm just,
get the
I'm
rest.
young for I look young for my age.
Let's get the rest of the introductions out of the way, and Da Vinci will kind of point his hand to Failsy and Brimstone.
Alright, so who are you two?
I'm Failsy Zamodus from the Temple Zamodus.
She like looks behind you.
Well, you've got the scales and the tail, though not in the typical fashion. I've got no reason to doubt you, though. You don't claim.
Don't claim what? Ah.
I'd get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I'd hope not.
You're gonna have to repeat that, Ash, because I disconnected for a second. I don't know what happened.
When did you disconnect?
Right after Velshal had said of the observation about Failsy having tail and scales. I'm so sorry.
Oh, good. Basically, all that followed it was Brimstone mentioning that she might just be a fantastic.
Damn it! It happened again! What the hell? Well, if the stream's still going, I am absolutely sorry about this, guys. I don't really know what happened. Like, I hope it's still going. And my Discord crashed. Yay, fun. Oh, okay. Well, if stream is still up, can you still hear me? Because if so, you can just tell me what to do in the Discord chat and I can tell people what's going on. Okay, so I guess just... Alright, so I guess that Discord deciding to crap out happened at an okay time because we were about to end session. So if I can just be told by everybody, I'm only able to check it because... Yeah, so... Yeah, okay, so we were just being introduced to the NPC and then we were going to stop, so... Alrighty. Guys, unless one of you guys can drop me the link in the Roll20 chat or on... It's gonna have to be on the Roll20 chat because I can't get to it on my phone. I can't get to my Discord right now for any... shilling. Oh, I feel so awkward with this. Hell of a time for Discord decide to just go. Okay, well, if... I'm working on getting the show link. So very sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone, but at least this happened at what might be considered an opportune moment. Because unbeknownst to me, session was about to end. But, it's about that time of night. Do 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 do. I feel so very awkward. Okay, so we have a Twitter handle, T-Bark Arts. And that is spelled TEEBARKARTS. They're on Twitter, and according to Andy, they make lovely arts and deserve a follow.
Ah,
Oh, hey!
you're back.
Hey, Discord
didn't do it.
reconnected.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're still down in Andy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Are you
at least
just
we can
wrapping
say
up?
goodbye.
Yes, so I was explaining the Twitter handle that Andy gave in the Roll20 chat as a shill there.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, while things are still stable, does anybody else have a shill?
Nope.
Let's just say bye.
I'm working on a thing. We'll see if it ever comes to fruition.
Okay. And
I can't see.
I'm NPC wise Velshell's one of my favorites, so I'm glad she got introduced.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Barely.
Just
And
tiny
with that
baby
go.
update.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Hey, it happened to me
it's
too,
not
don't
your
worry.
fault.
Yeah, both you and Danny dropped at the same time.
Let's say goodbye and end the stream, and let's discuss more from there.
Yeah.
Right. So goodbye, everybody.
Bays.
I forgot real quick though, before ending the stream, if you liked what you heard tonight, please join us again next Thursday at or around 7 p.m. EST on this same channel, where we will find out what happens next.
I'm gonna
Bye.
They'll finally be combat.
die! Yay! Oh no.
At least I did it at the end of the session. and not-
Yes, at least technical difficulty happened at the end of session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
gun.
went.
Okay, good night,
Yeah,
everybody.
you
We'll
Mhm.
Sorry. Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.